Hey, it's Zach from Dystopian Dance Party, and I've decided once again to make an installment of our Wrecka Stow video series with absolutely zero preparation or forethought. I almost actually didn't want to shoot this particular store because I was just thinking, it's not an independent record store, and probably it would be better to do these in independent stores that need the exposure or whatever. But ultimately we ended up buying so many records that it just felt stupid to not make a video out of it. So here we go.
So the place we went, Second and Charles, it's a chain used bookstore owned by Books A Million, but they sell a lot of different stuff. We actually went looking for Rock Band guitars. There's kind of a geeky vibe. We got Harry Potter, Suicide Squad. You can get a poster of the Penguin from Gotham saying I'd kill for a sandwich. There's a lot of vintage video games. We've got Dreamcast here, lots of PlayStation, all the PlayStation Final Fantasies, Brave Fencer Musashi, Mega Man Legends, and there's some older stuff here too. So you can see some Game Boy, Super Nintendo. But the name of the feature is Wrecka Stow, so let's look at their vinyl. You can see there's a good selection of vinyl here, especially for a suburban bookstore. Got the Isley Brothers in their monk robes. Star Wars The Force Awakens soundtrack, who even knew that was on vinyl? Foxy, Foreigner, of course you gotta have your Foreigner. Lots of Bowie, Hunky Dory, Aladdin Sane. And my personal favorite find was this vinyl version of Country Grammar by Nelly. Lots of Beefheart, Safe as Milk, Mirror Man. There were actually probably 5 or 6 copies of Mirror Man. You can't have too many Captain Beefheart records. Kia found Taking It to the Streets by the Doobie Brothers, Little Michael McDonald, Shuggy Otis, of course. And we're also closing in here on a very good late 60s Nina Simone record that I've actually written about on the site.
So like I said, it's not your typical independent record store by any stretch of the imagination, but honestly, not everyone has access to a community where an independent record store is even a thing. This was in Woodbridge, Virginia. If you've ever been there, I used to work there for about a year. It is one giant strip mall. And so, if you live in Woodbridge and you don't want to have to drive to DC, then this is kind of your option. Second and Charles is your option. And they had a really fantastic selection of vinyl. So, I'm not going to be a snob about this. If you're ever in Woodbridge, God help you. But you should stop by Second and Charles. So, here's some pieces we ended up picking up. Obviously, we got Daydreaming by Morris Day. This is the one with fishnet on it. That's all you need to know. This was like $5. We've got Andre Simone, AC, from 1985 with the Dance Electric, written and produced by Prince. $3. Change of Heart. I think this one is from 1984. So this is the Italo disco group Change, but this actually has some cuts on it that were produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So kind of a theme for this trip. Of course, the classic Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees. You got Lowdown, you got Lido Shuffle. That's all you need. We've got, this one's still in the shrink wrap. I hate it when people do that. I'm going to take it out of the shrink wrap, but we've got The Deal, Eyes of a Stranger, their last album with 2 occasions on it. Not my favorite Deal album, but they were pretty solid right up to the end. If you want to read about my thoughts on The Deal, we did a special on L.A. Reid for Jerry Curl June, so you can check that out. And moving right along, in the Jerry Curl music range, we've got Jesse Johnson's Review, their first album. We've also written about this for Jerry Curl June. We have just an amazing, the hair alone on this record is phenomenal. You know, one of the great things about being into 1980s R&B is that most people like R&B from the 60s and 70s, so you can buy the 80s stuff, the Jerry Curl music, if you will, dirt cheap. We also, so yeah, we went a little crazy. You can see that, like, this is how much we ended up getting. This is actually, Kia picked this up. My girlfriend Kia picked this up for her mom as a present. So hopefully her mom doesn't watch this. But you know, Madonna's first record. This is probably my favorite Madonna. This is when she was pretending to be black. We also wrote about this for Jerry Curl June. Got the Brothers Johnson, of course. $4.95 for the Brothers Johnson. Strawberry Letter 23. This was a cool one. Kia snatched this up. This was new, but we already listened to it. We took it out of the shrink wrap. Paul's Boutique. Great late 80s hip-hop record by the Beastie Boys and the Dust Brothers, and it's got this crazy fold-out gatefold sleeve going on. It's a good record to have. Another one that Kia picked up, Subtract, his first record, his best record. If you haven't heard him, he's a electronic guy from England who wears kind of questionable African masks, but his first album especially is very good. And then a couple silly ones. I'm excited for this. RJ's latest arrival. I think that's the name of the band. I have not done my research yet, but all you need to know is that it was $2.95, and look at this motley crew on the back. Just this guy alone is worth the $2.95. And then finally, this one, so Kia dropped this on the floor. She dropped this on the ground when we parked our car. I don't know if this is even in playable condition anymore, but it was 95 cents, and it's Alexander O'Neal and Cherrelle, another Jam and Lewis classic. Picture sleeve, 45. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty successful trip. If you're in Woodbridge, check it out. It might surprise you.